Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode. Am I? Okay, yeah, episode 24 of Return of the Cassiopeia. Frozen Love. Um, yeah, I know. Interesting name, right? Maybe you'll find out eventually. Either way, there's a quick announcement. I decided it. I was thinking about it over the past weeks, and then I finally decided after I kind of drew some things up. Return of the Cassiopeia is going to be seasonal. If our players make it out of the obelisk, and we'll be able to enjoy themselves. You know, we're gonna see the beach episode and everything. Well, beach episodes because we multiple. As I kind of want them to all go to their own places and explore things. And then we'll bring an ending to things for a bit before we bring it back, and maybe with some higher production value and new cast members. Still the same four. But right now we have what we have currently. And please, Mialgamus Prime, introduce yourself and your character.
Mialgamus Prime. I am playing Bastion. Bastion is a warforged battlesmith artificer, and right now we're trying to hunt down words for the wrongs that he has inflicted upon my people.
Nice. Next we have Josh. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'll be playing Rockend Debris, who is a strand of an earth god who's just trying to have his own life.
Next we have Lavi. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Lavi. I'll be playing Ilovia Blatefrightener Valunanati, who is a Goliath Warlock Barbarian.
And lastly, we have the ever-moving James.
Yeah, sorry about that. The phone is so hot to hold. I'm James. I'm without a computer right now. And I will be playing Yeva Adelon, the Pacifist Preservation Cleric.
Nice. So, previously you guys were in the desert biome. And you had been ambushed by two large purple worm, well, a singular purple worm who ate all your shit, just about, and were then ambushed by some people, including one golden dragonborn who, after some words were exchanged, and some deals were made, you guys were brought to an area where it was populated by people who seemed to have lived here for generations, for quite a while, and seemingly actually known that they were the descendants of previous adventurers that have come here. You have learned that this place is not only is just the obelisk, not only is a mage's tower, but it's also some sort of game that many adventurers in centuries past have come here to try and beat, to attain the treasure at the end. However, as you've already come to experience and know that no one's ever completed it. After you guys were welcomed into the town, you learned a song to help you bypass the desert and deal with the worms. You also enjoyed some drink and some story time. However, it comes to find out that everyone, well, not all of them, they were in league with Words. Words had made a deal with them that they would have to pretty much hold you back, keep you imprisoned until he was done doing whatever he had to do. However, whilst you were all locked in prison, that didn't last long enough at all. You managed to escape from the prison, slaughter the lot of them, and return the town back to the people that actually want to live there, like to stay there. It was then, after a long battle ensued, you received the third orb, the crystal closer to completing the key. And you guys were welcomed. And welcome to a very nice, well-deserved long rest. After killing the asshole that pretty much had you locked in, and killing the golden dragonborn who was, pretty much helping him. And, well, this is where we'll start. It's been a long night. You guys have gotten long rest, and the sun now is peeking in through your respective rooms where you guys were able to stay. Mm. The night prior, the night prior, they told you that there would be those to keep watch just in case Words ever showed himself. You heard nothing through the night. You got a well-deserved restful sleep. You got all of you are yeah, you all can't fit in the same room, but we do know the current couples anyhow.
Olivia and Will kind of fine with sleeping outside.
We're not a couple.
Yeah, I know you're not a couple,
You
but
both are-
but you
Well,
got your room. But seeing
God,
as
you were roommates.
yeah, but seeing as Yeva may have the most the most difficulty here. Yeva, you know, you've only had to sleep 4 hours at a time a night, so
Same with Bastian.
same with Bastion. Pretty much. So as you both pretty much are, what are you guys are doing? I'm assuming you guys aren't sleeping. You guys are most definitely awake already.
Yeah,
Alright.
I would have turned to Bastian and said, I prepared the spell that you asked me to. Do you want to wait for the others to question her?
They may have input, but we could certainly do it now.
They will certainly have input.
Chaotic.
I'm not sure we need it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Fine.
so, sorry, just for Kira's reference, that the spelling question is prepare, that is being prepared is speak with the dead for the golden dragonborn woman.
Let's have a conversation.
Yes, I'd like to go out and report her.
Okay. All right. So, I'll let you two make your way out there, all everything prepared. As you make your way out, you are met by I've forgotten this old man's name.
Yolan?
Yeah, Nolan. You are no, sorry, Zephora. You are met by Zephora.
The singer.
Yeah, the singer. As the door is open, she steps out and just, oh, you're already both awake.
Yes, we don't need long to sleep.
We do not require sleep.
Is there anything else you might require for today? I know you won't be staying longer, but for what you have done for us, I wish to return the favor in any way. We all do, in any way that we can.
We're about to do something that you may find a little disturbing. The golden dragonborn lady.
Yes.
If here.
Oh, you had her name. I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
We're going to call back her spirit to ask her some questions. If any of your village folk will find this disturbing, I suggest that you perhaps find a way to keep them away during the process.
Okay. We have not.
I'm sorry, go.
No, we have not all burned or dead. So you'll find her in the. There is a soldier's barracks where she used to stay. You'll find her room there. Her body lays there.
I appreciate it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't need any more assistance from you. I really appreciate the offer, but we are well set for our journey.
She gives a gentle bow and looks toward Bastion, gives a head nod as well and a bow. Then begins to walk back down to the corridor to head down the staircase.
Alright.
I was so tempted to reel off the list of items that I lost during the Redmore's attack and be like, I don't suppose you have 2 hammers, 7 pythons,
Every healing potion in town.
Head to the barracks, please.
Okay, it's not too far, not too hard to notice. The barracks are like this they're like one of the larger buildings. It's like a multi-story tent a little bit, but it's also an amalgamation of like a little bit of like stone and clay. But as you guys make your way in there, we are going to slip over to Rakan and Zeltrin. Rakan, the sun gently touches your face. And kind of your eyes will flutter awake, I guess.
I guess I'll roll over and see if Zeltrin is awake or up or. Yeah.
Zeltrin is passed out.
I won't disturb him then. I'll get up. And I'll just like my side of the bed. I'll just sit there and meditate a bit.
Okay. Just gonna sit and meditate. Okay, that's fine. And lastly, we have Lovia and Volkan. I would think that Volkan is usually the first to rise before you.
Yeah, he has shit to do in the morning
Yeah.
usually.
I assume Volkan is the first to rise, so there's no different here. As you as your eyes, it's beginning to slowly open. You see Volkan. He's a little bit further into. He's in the center of the room. You see he's looking out the windows to the actual rest of the. I don't want to call it a city, more like a village. He's kind of looking over everything. It's just kind of people watching currently. He doesn't have his armor on yet. He just has the armor still set aside, swords down to the side. But he's kind of just taking it in for a second.
So he's just standing there, menacingly.
Pretty much.
All right, I'll get up.
Okay.
As I move around, does he react, or is he just zoning out?
No. As you get up, you see he'll kind of look over his shoulder and just give you like a slight smile. Good morning.
Good morning. And then I'll walk over to him and, I guess just wrap my arms around him, kind of stand there for a moment.
You do so. He reaches up and clasps your hand as well and presses it tightly to him. You see, you can feel that he kind of just like as you like press it back against him. Are you are you behind his back or like onto the side?
Oh no, did he turn to me?
I mean, he just looked over his sholdder at you.
Okay, so from his back.
Okay, yeah. So then, as you do that, you can feel that his heart rate increases. But that's not unfamiliar to you. It usually does.
It should be. It shouldn't. That
He's
means he's anxious.
He's not anxious. He's more.
Yes, he is.
He's more.
Okay.
He's very excited more than anything. Just a little bit.
All right.
And you hear him kind of like exhales, and he exhales happily, just like. So, how did you sleep?
He slept all right. And then Alovia's gonna take one of her hands and she's just gonna brush it through his hair. I can't believe I've never asked you this before.
What?
Do you grow facial hair?
Yes, but I decided that, hey, if I keep it off and you married me while I had it off, I might as well just keep it shaved. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
So weird. We've been together for 27 years, or at least we've known each other for 27 years. Around there. And there's still things that we learn about each other.
It means it's good. It means surprises are a good way to keep passion, to keep away monotony. You know me well enough, but hey, if I could still surprise you, there's a reason for you to stay around. You to dig deeper. Same with me.
I don't need that to stay around you. Know that. And then she'll just kiss his cheek and walk off.
Yeah, you hear him slightly chuckle. Well, about time we get moving again soon. Maybe we could find something to eat before we leave.
Yes, we should. I hope the villagers don't mind. I ask them for some
Oh.
supplies.
I hate to say it, but they are in debt to us, in a way. Before we go down, can you help me put on my armor? He begins to like sliding on, slightly, and
Sure.
and we'll do another quick flash. Back over to Khan as you're sitting there meditating. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about the journey so far.
Mm.
The kind of things I've experienced. All the uh all the good in the world, all the injustices. Just kind of mulling over all my experiences so far.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage, please.
That's a 19 or a 23.
Okay. So you do feel the bed shift as Zelchin sits right side up and folds his legs and kind of imitating you. Yeah, it kind of pulls his legs back, pulls his legs in, and just. So you're doing this thing again, huh?
This thing?
I mean, I'll say anyway. Well, I guess Yeva kind of does it. Well, Bastion, well, he just kind of shuts down. I don't know what to tell you about that one, but what do you get out of this? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about a lot of things. For one, it's relaxing doing it. There are people in the world who do this as a way of relaxation. They call it yoga. There's different.
It's a stupid name.
Well, you can call it what you want, Zeltran, but it has clear benefits for people. One of them being this, and I'll put my leg, wrap it around my head.
I'm already able to do that, and I never did this yoga.
Show me. I'll swivel around to face him.
Give me a dex check on him, please.
14.
14. Takes him a second. He has to use his hand a little bit more to push. He's like, "Oh fuck yeah, come on!" And then he kind of slaps it behind his neck. He's like, "See, I need yoga for that shit. I guess I'm just naturally talented."
Well, you're naturally a lot of things, so why not add that to the list?
Oh, true. He kind of shifts over and bring his leg back down. You hear like a little pop for a second as he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he kind of slides next to you and tells, "So, how do you really feel about everything that's going on? Oh, well, all right. Let me stop beating around the bush. Does us make you feel anything differently? Do you see anything differently?"
What do you mean?
I mean, well, you came here, you had to have a certain view of people. You have your own view of people and the view of the world, but this is still pretty new for you. It's new for me too. And just wondering if I don't know, if this made you think a little differently.
Well, it makes me And you kind of see Zoltran kind of sees Rokan kind of get lost in thought. Like he's looking in the direction of Zeltron, but kind of through him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rokan's kind of like going through scenarios in his head. And then he like blinks and like focuses on Zoltran. I definitely put your protection above my own and other people.
I do too.
I don't know if I could have said that when we first met.
See, as he does, I kind of like, because he was sitting on the side of you, and he kind of faces. He kind of turns to fully face you, and he like slowly reaches in to like your robe and like begins to like run his finger over your gunshot wounds. And you hear him just kind of like slightly exhale. This is a word that it's a phrase I never say. Sorry that happened.
Why are you apologizing?
I mean, well, shit. Not like we could, maybe once we get out of here, we can make them say it, but I feel like it's kind of my fault.
How could it have possibly been your fault?
I don't know. I don't know who asked you to go to the bar and do all this stuff. And I don't know. If you weren't there, you wouldn't have got shot.
I'll take his hand. And like look him like square in the eye. And if I was to go back, I would still go with you.
Yeah. There's a slight smile. You can see, and this is a genuine smile, like a genuine wide smile, because you know it's genuine because you can see his canines. He just gives you a quick peck on the lips and say, "Okay, well, that's all good and fine, Dandy. Let's go. Let's get on out of here."
Before he tries to like move away, I'll like drag him back down.
Dex check. Dex check.
Alex rebuking me?
No, I mean Dex save. Dex check because he is pretty fast. He's a slippery sort.
It's a 15.
15. You grab his grab just the fabric of his clothes and he just what? He kind of turns around. He's not fully back, but he's like kind of turned around. What?
Where's this coming from?
I don't know. Shit. This is new. I don't know. This is ugh. I need to drink something.
I'll stand up. What's wrong? Are you scared?
Okay, that's it. I'm leaving. He gets up. He puts his shoes on. He starts to grab his jacket. I need to go shoot something.
Before he walks out the door, I want to like pull on his arm to like quickly like spin him around to face me,
Mm-hmm.
and then like as he does, kiss him.
Okay, all right. He kind of sits there for a second in it. And you hear him like a deep like exhale, and he just pulls back. And then you see his eyes like kind of like shakingly like looking to yours. Okay, you won this time, Rakan. You won. And I know everything's not a competition, but you won. And he starts to get back up again. Let's go. Let's find the others.
I'll grab my quarterstaff and quickly walk past him, and as I do, everything's a competition.
Okay. And as you do, you hear him kind of like rushing out behind you. And we will flash finally back to Bastion and Yeva. As you made your way into the barracks, the smell of early decay begins to like hit your hit Sierra's nose, it hit Bastion's. But as you begin to walk in, you see it doesn't take you too long to notice as I begin to wine corridors. You look in and out in between different rooms and things. Looking in between rooms and such, it's like, oh, that's not her, that's not her, that's not her. However, you find in the far back there is a larger room than the others. And in the far corner, as you just open the door, you see that the golden dragonborn laying on the bed.
Cool. Yep, I'll go over, take out my preservation kit, and sort of I'll light the incense in the censer, sort of wave it around the body, and as I kneel down in front of the body, I'll sort of beseech Ogma to allow me to speak with the soul of this being.
Okay.
And as her sort of spirit rises out of the body, I'll turn to Bastion and you have 5 questions. Think before you speak. They can be uncooperative, the spirits of the dead.
So, as Yeva leads this ritual, the quill pen writing in this beautiful script that seems to float before it turns into this light mist and is absorbed into the nostrils of the dragonborn. You hear just a heavy breath and a cold mist that seems to permeate from her body. Why am I back?
We have questions.
It's you. Both of you.
I am merely the facilitator.
You see as the head turns to Bastion. What do you want?
What is Word's planning?
I am unsure.
Why did you trust him that he would and could usher your people out of the obelisk?
My people have been stuck here for centuries. If he got in, perhaps he knew a way out.
Desperation. Other than myself and Words, what Warforged have you met?
See your head turns. You are the only two. Gold and silver.
When you met with Words, did he have a child with him?
Yes.
What did Words specifically say about me?
He said, if need be, kill the others. The silver one has friends waiting. Keep him alive.
Well, I don't think we learned much, but thank you, Yeva.
You're dismissed, spirit.
See, it's just the mist leaves her nose and mouth as she falls back on the bed.
Troubling questions, Bastion. You worry about words and his actions.
I worry that he plans to kill more of my people. So many died that he could escape the Black Zone. Yeah. It would be terrible to see him destroy more for similar purposes.
I fear that words has stopped worrying about life and the worth of it. Not only for your people, but for all people.
I imagine
He will stop at nothing. Sir.
I imagine his hesitation to take biological life was probably pretty low to begin with. But now, certainly, any life seems without value to him.
He seems ruthless, willing to do anything for his cause. We cannot underestimate how dangerous he can be if he is ruthless. We should be away from this place before he arrives, in my opinion.
Agreed. Let's do whatever we can to make sure that we can leave as early as possible when the others awake.
Do you gentlemen leave the barracks, or do you stay there for a little bit longer?
Hey, I'm done here.
I can't hear you.
I said, now you ask, I might just hang about for no reason, but I have no plans on staying in the barracks.
Okay, you guys exit out of the barracks, and as you exit out,
Oh, sorry, actually, there is one other thing, although not necessarily from the barracks. Zephora? Is that her name?
Yeah, Sephora, yeah.
Is she still hanging about outside?
No, she went back to the downstairs where the other singers are.
Is there anybody around who I might ask a question?
I mean, yeah, there's people walking around all over the place, trying to get everything back together after the battle.
What happened to Corvius's corpse?
Corvus's corpse is still, like, it got scraped up. It was pretty much charred mess. And then, you know, after a little bit got through it, you could find it if you want to, but
I would like to.
Okay. As soon as you walk out, you ask a random person, and you see as they lean over and point toward a particular tent, a little bit deeper into the village, closer to the doors. And in there, you see that Corvius' corpse is there. It's not on a bed or anything. It's kind of just in a pile. They haven't done much with it.
Okay. I would like to first light the incense again. And this time I'm going to say a short prayer to Ogma. I'm not praying for him and his soul, but I would like to attempt to usher his soul onwards in its journey. I wonder if you would let me know if there's a way I could, preferably without desecration or decapitation, prevent anybody else from being able to use Speak with Dead or Raise Dead, etc. on the corpse.
Okay.
I don't want words when he arrives to be able to contact Corvius's corpse and ask questions about us.
I got you. Okay. So
something tells me Corvius was his primary tool here. So
because how Speak with Dead works, because you can even speak to skeletons if need be. So you would have to eviscerate the body.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless of course you I mean, I don't know how big a ritual would need to be done, but you can
so you want to completely send his soul on so that it can never be contacted again.
Ideally, but
okay.
If not, I'm quite happy to ask Bastion to help me just eviscerate his body and take his bones and put them all in different places.
Okay.
But I'd rather do a religious ritual.
Let's try this. Okay. First, tell me, what do you say to Aqua and the spirit and to try and help it to usher on?
So, I would be telling Ogma of the. Sorry, to sit up a tiny bit. There we go. Which means moving all the dice. I would be beseeching Ogma on the basis that this Corvius has committed deeds foul and unthinkable. He even considered putting his own people at risk for the sake of his personal goals and gains. He had deep knowledge that was strong and powerful for his people, that he kept hidden away and did not use for their benefit. And he lied repetitively. This man should be ushered on to whichever hell awaits him, so that he may not continue to serve as a tool for evil as the future goes on.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
And for the record, Bastian wouldn't have got a word of that unless he speaks Elvish.
Advantage.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my persuasion is, but that is a 16 on the dice. Allow me to check my persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you gave me advantage. I got a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm D&D the on phone. It takes forever to load up a stupid page. I don't understand why it can't stay on the page. Wouldn't that just make a lot of sense?
Would.
No, that's my abilities. Where's my skills? Skills. Persuasion. Well, that was worth rolling too. It's a +2. That's an 18.
Okay, not bad. No, it's not really to see if you succeed. It's more of a to help this out.
Mm.
Okay. So as you focus, holding onto your quill, and as you do, you begin to feel this gentle breeze into pull in. And Bastion, as you're sitting in this tent, you see the tent itself darkens as all this beautiful all this beautiful elvish script glowing this azure hue begins to line the walls of the tent. As it does, you then see as this gentle shadow begin to take shape, but it's not malicious. You see as it begins to wrap around the remainder of what was Corvius. And as it does, as it wraps around, it begins to turn into a slight spiral. As above it, this hole opens. And the shadowy wisp begins to spiral into the hole. But as it does, you can hear a scream happen. You can hear the scream of Corvius. This is pulled into this hole as well. It is only for a slight moment before the lights return and you can see the sunlight again and the tent is no longer darkened.
As a player, I'm over the moon. As a character, Yeva sort of just winces a little bit like and then I'm going to look to Bastian and
the scream.
Wow. I'm going to look to Bastian and I'm pretty sure that I've made it impossible, but just in case he can be used against us, do you think you might, and then I'm just going to sort of, when I'm looking at in terms of his body, is there a head of some sort?
Yeah, there's like half a face.
Half a face?
Yeah.
Do you think I could just sort of detach his head from his body?
Sure, it'd be easy. More than easy. Yeah, more than enough.
Do you think we might take this outside and crush it, Bastian?
I believe we can do that.
Triple tap. I love it.
I just want to be set. I mean, I know technically they could use the Golden Dragon Ball and all sorts against us, but Corvius is the first person inside the obelisk who's come across as genuinely evil. And for that reason, I would like him not following us around in spirit form or some shit. Oh, and trust words. So yeah, we'll just sort of take the head outside. I'll put my shield on top of it and then ask Bastian if he would kindly stand on it.
I was gonna say maybe we go out to where where we're no longer on like the rock plateau and where there's sand again, and just have phalanx just grind it into the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, nice! I like that.
And as you do that, you see some people that are walking around carrying baskets of foodstuffs and all sorts of different supplies. They all stop and just. And then as you...
Don't mind us. It's a personal ritual.
Okay. And they begin to like slowly walk off and continue about their day. It is at this time where you are met with Rakan Zelchin, Elovia, and Volkan. You know, make their way down to the to the main promenade area.
Good morning. We
Morning.
took the liberty of packing everything up, apart from the tents. I wanted to be ready to go. Wait, we weren't sleeping in tents, were we? We were sleeping in huts that they provided. Yeah, we took the liberty of packing.
Yeah.
Period.
Once we are fed, we can leave immediately.
Okay. Is Olivia and Volkan joining us?
What are we doing?
Leaving. Heading out into the desert.
Yeah. What if I just said no? You guys can't leave me here. Well, as a player, I'm saying this. As a Lovia, of course, I'll be joining.
Oh no, sorry. I was saying that because I thought you both weren't there.
No, they showed up. They came down with you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. I missed. Yeah.
Wait,
So
we don't have
let's-
everybody with us?
You said what? Yeah, everyone's there.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
I just got confused. Sure. Well, let's go eat then.
You can there's always food cooking so far. There's been food cooking the entire morning. As you see, there is like one large tent that's like really open, but most of the inside is mostly like plush pillows and mats and carpeting. That allows you to kind of sit down and eat. The tables though are generally spread out, but in the center, there's like this large like metal slab that's used for grilling and cooking. As you get in there, you guys are able to get food and drink and just more like just enjoy the I guess the slightly clean heat desert air for this morning currently. A lot of the sun is coming into this small little tent for little dining tent. As you're all in there, people are, they're gently smiling at you, nodding, as they know that your time here is only coming to an end. As you kind of look them over, you do realize that they do revere you and they do love for what you've done. But yeah, if everyone is finished with their breakfast and is full and ready to get the road on the show, we can go.
When I'll have to build a new Palthiel since he fell in combat last time, and this time he'll look very much the same, but he has a bugle.
Okay. Nice.
What did we have for breakfast?
It's just a different types of like meats. Some of the meats are, well, it's kind of like chicken, but you haven't seen any chickens here, so you kind of makes you wonder exactly what it is that you had. You've had
This
some
one had grilled okra.
yeah, so
I take the salami.
Nope.
some good old grilled cactus or something.
The
Some
worse the violence has got, the more vegetarian Yaver has got in like arguments with it.
you
Kind
got
of okay with bacon before we started stabbing people left, right, and center.
got some roasted lizards in there as well. Got kind of pretty nice balanced breakfast.
Wait, did we have the option of eating Lizzie?
You could have if you wanted to. I wouldn't stop you.
Oh, that could have made a good kebab. No, Yaver would not have participated.
Times are hard. Well, yeah. You guys have eaten breakfast. You guys are full. Is there anything else you'd like to do in the town before skedaddling?
Not I.
No. When Yave isn't watching, we're gonna destroy their decanter of endless water and then run out of town.
Yo, I heard that.
Nope, just grab our packs, head out into the desert.
Okay.
quick. What does Vokon's armor composition go?
I believe I gave him plate mail. Have you plate?
Just regular plate mail. There's nothing, numbers.
Yeah, there's no distinct markings and things on it. Because one thing you do know is that he never had that at the house. And you can assume that he bought it, whilst he was on his way.
Okay.
He took probably like the little bit of scraps of money he had left and got what he did, got what he could.
Well,
How-
to assume you have money.
However,
Where'd you get the money for this? Hey, baby, here's the thing, okay?
you left, okay? You left.
$20 is $20. But
yeah.
no, I'm concerned about his armor heating up and possibly burning him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tell me about it. I'm on fire.
It's quite the possibility. It's quite the possibility that it could happen. However, I as a DM will say you don't have to worry about that right now.
Yaeva will.
Okay, and then
Go on. Carry on, Navi.
sorry, and then when we get into the cold area, I'm worried about the armor freezing up and giving him a frostbite.
Oh yes, that is a problem.
Aha! I knew you were gonna do something. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, bitch.
I was spending
Alright.
my time heating up my armor or cooling down my armor for an hour for
Uh-huh.
prestidigitation. I'll cool it down to 45 minutes and give Vokan 15.
Okay.
Vice versa with the heating using prestidigitation. If more is required, Yaeva is quite used to wearing plate mail in all sorts of extreme climates and will do his best to assist Vokan in the ways that important things that should be done with the armor.
Thank you, Eva.
It's quite okay.
Well,
Remember to take your armor off when we get to the cold area. There's a reason why Escalites don't wear armor.
okay. Let's just get there first. Oh, okay. Nice and full. Vulcan stands, and as he reaches his hand out to you, Olivia, to help you up.
I didn't realize I was down, but I'll get I'll take his hand.
Yeah, there are no chairs in the dining area. There's mostly in this
Oh.
dining tent. It's mostly like pillows and plush things.
Oh yeah, Olivia's used to that. Yeah, she'll take his hand.
Wait, so then do we stand up as we eat breakfast?
No, you're sitting down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get breakfast from a food truck. It'll be fine.
However, you guys gather your things and head out. Who's ever leading the way? Just give me a survival check. It's not too hard. You guys pretty much know the area. Know where you're going.
So here's my plan
Yes.
with the bugle.
Okay.
So Paulsiel is going to go like 200 feet in the air.
Okay.
If he sees a threat, and stay above us, and then if he sees a threat from the north, 2 short notes. From the south, 2 long notes. From the east, a long and a short. From the west, a short and a long.
Okay. Gotcha.
So he's looking out in every direction, and he is just looking for worms or other obvious threats, and then he'll just blow notes out of his bugle. If,
Okay. Great.
if he sees enough.
Okay. So whoever's leading, give me a survival
Yes.
check. And you give me a perception check for Paulthano.
I got a 23 survival check.
Okay. Great.
22 for Paulthanel.
Okay. Great. As you guys are heading on your way, yeah, Yeva, you want to say something?
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, just before we go, I will cast Aid twice at the 4th level. 15 max HP to everyone.
Okay.
And secondly, Bastian, are you quite capable of keeping up the wind singing noise on your own, or do you need me to also be assisting?
So I have a machine to do that is
Right.
installed on Phalanx.
Brilliant.
This should be sufficient.
I shall not worry about it. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Great.
But yeah, 15 max HP to everyone.
All right. So, as you guys begin to make your way through the gates, they slowly open the gates as you see the people kind of gather a little bit and begin to wave you off. Smiles, and some of the children begin to gawk as you make your exit, and you hear the close of the doors behind you. It's just you in the desert sun and the sands. Thanks to Rakan's survival check. You guys are able to get on the right path, make your way through, and with Parthenel above you, you hear no toots. He's kindly keeping a keen eye out. There are a few times you hear distant roars, but nothing comes of it. Especially along with Phalanx's Phalanx boombox working and keeping the worms at bay. Begin to make your way mostly like half of the desert, about 4 to 5 hour trip so far. As you go through, give me con checks, please.
Give you who checks?
Con checks.
12.
Okay.
That's a nat 1 for a 3 for Zoltran and a 10 for Rakan.
Okay.
Olivia got a 18 and Volkan got a whole whopping 11.
Okay.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. So, anyone below 15, take a little bit of fire damage.
Sorry, we take a little bit of who?
Fire damage. Fire.
Why are we taking fire damage? Are we on fire?
No, but I'm saying that because the sun's blazing hot.
Nah, I've been cooling down my armor all this time.
Yeah, can't we just get a nice tan instead?
9 points of fire damage. Not too bad. Second round survival checks and perception check for Parthenel, please.
All right.
For the last half of the journey.
Ooh, only a 10 for the perception.
Okay.
That's a 15 for the survival.
Okay. So as you are continuing to make your way through this area, as you progress through, going over and down dunes, you see some of the red plume chickens, kind of large chickens running through, which are, basically chocobos, but whatever, running through the desert. You can see in the distance the citadel standing, mostly made of, from where you are, mostly made of like white stone. And at the top there is an angled roof with a at the apex of it, it has like a silver shimmer, like glancing off from the sun. However, you feel a slight shift beneath your feet. You hear Parthenel make 2 large doot-doots. However, as it begins to shift, the song begins to keep the worm at bay. You feel it kind of like maneuver beneath you, and then you feel it, another quick rumble begin to dive down. However, as it slightly surfaced, you see as the you feel as the dune begins to slightly cave in. I need dex saves from everybody, please.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, boy. It's a 22.
Okay.
10 for me.
Okay.
Lovia got a whopping 4 and Volkan got a 16. No,
Colombia weighs too much to catch.
Phalanx got a
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, but
Goodbye, y'all.
Okay.
no.
We're all gonna fall into the hole. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that morning kiss really distracted Rakan and Zoltran. Zoltran got a 7, and I got a 10.
Okay. So you all plummet into this freshly made wormhole.
Plummeted with a 22?
Oh, not you. I'm sorry. You had 22.
Damn right, I want to watch him fall.
Yeah. You watch as the where's my other D6? It's not too far down. I'm 30 feet down.
Is
However,
this like, are we like sliding down like a like dune embankment, or are we like falling?
you're falling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cause
Let's feather fall this then.
all right, great, yeah.
Me and up to what?
This is up to 6, I think, right? Or is that the next
Yeah,
level?
I think so. 60 feet. Creature lands before no falling. Oh, 5 falling creatures. Yep. So myself, Lovia,
It's
Rakan,
everyone. 'cause I'm
Zeltrin,
not
Phalanx.
Okay, great. Yep. With the feather fall, your nano robots, come out, and they begin to, cast and help everyone land safely in this tunnel system here as some of the sand begins to continue to pour in from the top. Yeva, you looking down through the hole to them at the bottom.
Is everyone okay? So you hear this echoing down.
How deep did we fall?
It's not far. It's only 30 feet.
Yep.
Can I attempt to? I was gonna say to throw Zeltrin as a joke, but I feel like people would take that seriously. Oh wait.
I have
Okay.
rope.
No, yeah. So I was gonna suggest Zeltrin's harness. If I could just yeet it up there.
Yeah.
Or I could eat the end of the harness, or the other end of the harness, wrap the harness around Zeltrin, and then Yeva could pull.
I mean, I have rope. I can just lower the rope down, and you can attach the harness to the
Okay,
rope.
well, the point that I'm getting to is that he should help Zeltrin up first, and then Rakan. Start with the lighter people, so that the heavier get, there would be more people up there to help.
To counterbalance.
Do you weigh less while featherfalled?
Well, if we touch the bottom, then the spell's done.
Yeah.
Shit. That's fine. I can yoink people up one by one. But don't know if you want to explore down there first. Fall in some caves.
Is it just a hole, or is there anything to be seen?
It's just a hole. It's just two different ways from where the worm came from.
Okay. I'll start holding people up.
Okay, great.
I'll start with Zeltrin, sure.
Okay, yeah. Have Zeltrin make an athletics check with advantage, please, because Yeva is helping him.
Well, it's his. Okay, it's his athletics, not my strength. Great.
Yeah.
Works. Actually, Yeva's smarter than that. He's not going to start trying to haul anyone up. Yeva's first of all going to. Is there any rocks around?
Yeah, there's some rocks.
Great. He's first of all going to secure the rope around the rocks,
mm-hmm.
and then he'll start trying to haul people up.
Okay.
Just so that if they fall, they don't fall to the ground. They just fall to wherever they'd got up to on that rope.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will, assist them by pulling them up.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 23.
Yep. Zeltrin's up. Who's going next?
I should go last.
Olivia waits.
If the sand collapses back in, I don't need to breathe.
Rakan, please.
No, my thought is that if this is temporary and the sand shifts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Am I also rolling at advantage?
Yes, you are.
God, that's a 16.
Okay, yep. Easy enough. And with 3 of you up there, should be easier now for whoever's going next. Probably Volcon. Probably.
We'll send out a second rope now at this point, so that those two can brace one rope. I can brace the other. Both are wrapped around the rock.
Okay.
Just on the off chance that the rope breaks or anything,
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll call up the Volcon.
Okay, great. Athletics check advantage.
Cat, what are you doing?
That's the 24.
Yep. He gets up, and with him up there, Lovia and Bastion, just due to your strength, your natural strength, and Volcon being up there and everyone else being up there, you guys don't have to roll. He's able to help. They're all able to help you pull up and get up over out of the hole.
To wind my rope back in.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap it back around me.
Can you give me
rope I'm climbing? We'll just tie it to Phalanx, and then I'll climb up, and then we can just pull up Phalanx.
Actually, hold on.
just realized how much less shit Vogon is able to carry versus Olivia.
As you wind the rope back in, you can see there's some frays in the material a little bit. However, you guys are able to make your way to the citadel. Stepping up,
mending on the rope to fix it.
Okay, you guys mending.
I'm the artificer. I fix things.
I seem to remember having mending and then getting rid of it because I realized that you were going to be artificing. Yeah, so it's good.
However, as you make your way to this large citadel, it's much larger up close. You see it's like either made like a sandstone, like the white sandstone, and there's like a small flight of steps that leads up. However, it's a pretty open affair. It looks really Romanesque. The pillars are all on the side, kind of hold up the roof. If you guys are stepping in.
Yeah.
As you step in, you see that on the floor there is a motif. It looks slightly familiar to you. It's not too hard to represent to notice that they represent the biomes and the different orbs you have collected for the key. However, in the center, as you step in, you feel the key slightly vibrate and then get hot. Before the center of the mural begins to, the rock begins to shift, and this pedestal emerges from the center of the flooring.
Cool. Inspect the pedestal.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at it, and you can see that there is a slit recess in the center of said pedestal.
Be in, give it a try.
As you do so, you hear a sudden there is a sudden loud sound, just kind of like explodes outwards. You feel a sudden vibration as all the worms simultaneously, seems like all of them that were within this desert biome all roar simultaneously. And then everything, yeah.
Can I reach Rokan?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm going to touch him on the shoulder and cast Death Ward.
Okay.
Warding him from death for the next 8 hours. And assuming that Zeltrin still has his platinum ring on, I will activate Warding Bond.
Okay.
Cool.
You should do so.
I know what our party's like. We're going to end up in combat. I'm going to prep.
Hey, we're going to try to talk our way out of it.
Yeah, we are. But just in case...
Even if it's a golem.
I'm going to cast all the things. Josh, just so that you know what that does, you basically prevents you from dropping to 0 hit points. You'll drop to 1 instead. And it prevents any instantaneous death-dealing effects, including power word kill.
Whee! As the sound finally peters out, you can hear the echo. You can see that in between the pillars is like this. It's as if running water comes from the roof and begins to fill that empty space in between the pillars. As it does, you see it finally, like you are then enclosed in this citadel-like area. The floor shifts as the key hovers out, and you're able to take it again. As you take the key, you see the floor below opens up, and there is a staircase that leads down.
Well, shall we?
Yeah,
If you
I'll
don't
go
mind.
first.
Okay, Alovia's going first. I'll go last then.
Okay.
Well, because I'm assuming it's dark down there, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, she's
so
going
I'm just gonna go.
because 1, she's a tank. 2, she has 120 feet of dark vision.
I have a light. Do you want it?
No, I have 120 dark vision.
You can't see in the pitch
Yeah,
black.
but some of us don't.
Yeah.
Well, you can hold your hand.
I'm just going to sort of gesture towards.
Make
I
light.
imagine Volkan is in second place, if you like, towards his sword, like the hilt of his sword,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cast light on that.
Okay. You activate the light. As Olovia begins to head down first, you all fall in line. So I'm assuming, Bastion, you're right ahead of Yeva, or you?
Yeah, I'll be in the back with Yeva.
Okay.
So Olovia and Vokan up front, Zeltrin and Rakan in the middle, and Bastion and Yeva at the back.
Yep.
Okay. And as you all begin to head down, you hear the rocks shift again, or the floor shift again, as you are cut off from the desert area.
Good.
And you are met by a singular, there's just a winding tunnel. You see down here, it's kind of made more of that sandstone that the citadel was made of. You follow along this path, continuing, and the time seems to kind of drone on until you suddenly feel this sudden plummet in temperature.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sudden. Like a moment you're breathing normally, and then the next you just see what?
Is it sudden enough to where like we go into shock or something?
No. No. But there is a you can see your breath as each time as you just take the shallow breaths to kind of just catch yourself. You can see as the walls going through this tunnel, ice has formed on.
I'd like to turn to Bastion.
Mhm.
How well do your mechanisms work in the freezing cold?
I have augmented my armor this day to resist cold.
Excellent. And in that case, I will use prestidigitation to warm my armor up. And it does a cubic foot, so I'll do sort of front and back.
Okay.
For an hour. I can maintain 3, but I'm saving 1 for Vulcan because I promised him I would be his G.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll head on down. At this time, by the way, I've got a holy lantern out.
Mm-hmm.
It is giving us an advantage on perception checks to see hidden objects and other things that are hidden.
Okay.
Cool.
As you're progressing through this tunnel, you suddenly come to a bend. As the ice on the walls seem to get it increases in frequency. It's much thicker around here. As you wind the corner, in the darkness you just see a mound. It's not as dark in this area, and you can see a mound of snow blocking the way forwards.
All right. I'm going to take out the piece of green Ethereum that I have that I hit with a fire spell,
Mm-hmm.
and put that into Palthanel's Breath's hilt,
Mm-hmm.
so that the sword will do fire damage.
Okay.
So there's
As you stand here, you can hear the dull clittering of. You're not sure exactly. It sounds like needles hitting the outside of some sort of edifice. You can hear the howling of winds and gales from the outside. But as I said, you are blocked by a mound of snow. What do you do?
melting snow. I'll create bonfire just pretty much in the mound of snow so that it just starts melting snow.
Okay. This will take some time. The mound of snow here is accumulate. Yes?
Yeah, I will assist by trying to separate bits of flame by just constantly like sort of vibrating it and creating wind within it, just to move stuff around, etc. Using thaumaturgy and druidcraft, just to sort of let him heat it in smaller chunks, if you like.
Okay. Yeah, as you're doing this, you ever come?
Sorry, I'm just gonna throw on my vegan fur coat.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna throw a fireball. A vegan fur coat is such a better plan.
Actually, yeah, as they're doing that, I'm going to so I know that Totem of the Bear requires me to have something of my totem, like that represents my totem.
Mm-hmm.
But Ilovia's entire fucking outfit is lined with fur, with bear fur.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna give the cloak to Volcon.
Okay.
And if anybody has needs a weighted blanket, I have one.
Okay. It takes it takes a little bit of time. Even with Yeva's help, there are some chunks of ice also mixed inside this mound. But eventually, you're able to melt through. And as you,
Yeah,
Hmm?
to speed it up a little bit, if there's any like big chunks of ice, I'll kind of just start hacking at it with the Paul Fidel's breath wreathed in flame.
And you do so. You're finally able to see the other side of the tunnel. Just a bright, it's just like a white light, a white glow that's coming from around the corner. And as you make your way out, stepping into the winter biome, there is a raging blizzard outside. You see that as you step toward the threshold, praying to enter in, you can see at just where you were, there were probably that there are steps that lead down into the biome proper. But as the blizzard rages, you can mostly see nothing, just a white fog ahead of you. You're all pelted and buffeted by flakes of snow. The winds are raging and howling, and the horizon is unable to be seen. No mountain or trees. Only thing you do see is that beam of light that you see that comes from your destination, where you need to go. The multicolored beam still spreads out into the sky. My party, welcome.
I really thought you was gonna say my party welcome to the Thunderdome. Pew, pew, pew.
I thought
Wrong with
I had a
good
feeling he was
Thunderdome.
gonna be like, and that's where we'll end today's session. So MVPs. Would it be appropriate for me to tell Volcon to start stripping his armor?
He'll look towards you. Yeah, but now I'm gonna ask a question. First of all, Nieva, you said you are practiced and well versed with dealing with extreme temperatures in your armor of all sorts of extreme temperatures. How extreme?
I mean, up into the top of mountains. They get pretty cold at the top of mountains.
Quite.
And pretty boiling hot middle of deserts, and also water. He's done armor in water too. So a couple of things, especially cold or hot. Obviously, prestidigitation helps to a certain extent of like just heating the metal for a little while. But certainly, it's not the only thing he'd be doing. There'd be large amounts of sort of cloth padding, which you'd have anyway if you're wearing any metal armor. I mean, you never put metal armor next to your skin. That's just
stupid.
Very, very silly. So there'd be plenty of padding in between his skin and the armor. Whenever if the armor appeared to be freezing up at all, not only would he be prestidigitating it, he also would have wrapped blankets over the armor.
Okay.
To keep the armor warm.
Keep the armor warm, yeah. Because it'll get brittle.
Just to avoid any sense. And to keep checking it, if it's getting too cold, he'd warm it up again with prestidigitation.
Okay.
He also has the ability to summon a continual flame if he needs to. Okay. Not practical while wrapping the armor in a blanket.
Yeah.
Practical if you take the blanket off to summon to put a continual flame just sort of near the armor, which would put some heat off.
Okay.
I thought continual flame doesn't give off heat.
I believe you're right.
It doesn't give off heat, but it gives off enough just to stop like frost. It's a flame. It does a thing. I don't think it gives off heat as much as like a fire, but I don't think it gives off no heat. Does it specify?
Creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen.
No heat. Oh, there you go. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if not, he could just use a fire. He's quite good at that. If it gets to the point where it's too cold, he would just, we'd actually stop and have a little moment. But yeah, in general, I don't think actually even if the armor freezes, if you've got enough padding underneath and on top of it, it's probably not that big a deal.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it's that big a deal.
Okay.
Yaeva would know far more than me about looking after his armor in this situation.
However, do you guys descend the stairs?
Yeah.
All right. You just-
I mean,
Oh, actually, just before we do, can I ask Bastion, how far can that's called the fucking thing, Parthenox. That's not what I'm looking for.
Altiel?
Parthenel, the little dude.
Mhm.
How far away can you? He get how? Oh my fucking Jesus! How
Any
far away
distance.
from you can he get?
Any distance, but I have no special ability to communicate with him, so
Could he go out, have a look, and come back?
he could.
And would that involve him blowing a bugle at us, or would he be able to inform us more directly if he was close?
He cannot speak. However, we can ask him yes or no questions, and he can give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Great, that'll do. Yeah, sort of just like, is it fucking lethal out there? Like, obviously it's cold, but I mean, I don't know if we're about to step out into a white dragon's jaws. Do you know what I mean? So perhaps we might take a little look.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Parthenox.
you send Parthenel out into the blizzard. You see,
Go out 300 feet and then return to us.
Never to be seen again.
you see as he takes off,
Take a new one.
and you try and keep focus on him, but he disappears amongst the white. Give
Shoot
me
every now and then to let us know he's still alive.
okay. Give me a strength save and a perception check for him.
All right. We'll do perception first because I already have the macro for that. And then he has a strength of -3. So we'll just subtract 3 from this. Oh, got a 13 on his strength check.
Okay.
And 23 on perception.
It doesn't. Okay, great. A 23 on perception. Okay. So you wait for a bit. You in your head kind of count. You built him. You know how far. You know how fast he can fly. You hear a sudden toot. You hear a toot, but then it's suddenly cut off. And then there's nothing. Wait.
Something's happened to him. I think we proceed with caution.
That's not good. Do you think it is wise for me to look ahead, or shall we just go?
I think it's best we all go together. We could easily lose each other.
By
in the
look
blizzard.
ahead, I mean with my mind.
Oh, well, that's on you.
That's on me, right?
I mean, yeah, whatever you want to
I'll
do.
save
I'm
my
not
fucking spell slot then.
I mean, don't, like burn like a high level spell slot. We can all just kind of meander forward as a group.
just to clarify, Bothano was a tiny creature, right? Bastion's Bothano.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you never considered that there is a blizzard and Bothano just got caught in the wind, slammed into a tree or something.
He's got 24 hit points. He can take a hit.
He's also made of metal, no? He's not just gonna fly off.
And if he could hit a tree. He could be grounded. Certainly, he can still move along the ground, and then he,
Well,
could
it's
still
not-
toot his horn. So
I'm just saying, like a strong force, if he's a tiny creature, will push him around.
oh yeah,
a
no,
strong
certainly he
force
can
to
get
move
pushed
him.
around, but he can take a couple of hits, and
Hey.
if the wind is sufficient that it grounds him, then he's just on the ground, and that's fine too.
And on that note, another note, please give me a survival check for Parthenel.
All right. Let's
He
see.
tries to find his way home.
But survival is wisdom. He has a 0 wisdom bonus, so just a straight roll here. Ooh, 4.
Okay. All right. Still no sign of Parthenel.
All right.
Bothano's fucking dead.
Well, we'll just keep going forward, and Parthenel, if you can hear me, use your bugle.
No answer yet.
All right.
Yeah, as we move forward, I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay. All right. Okay. You cast Green Flame Blade, and you guys begin to step in. As you do, your feet sink in to the snow, up to your knee. You sure have to maneuver through. Is that what?
So that's mildly annoying.
Wait, knee on like.
Well, need for them, not really
level?
for you. Not not nearly a need for you.
Shins.
Yeah. But as you stand out here, buffeted by the wind and the snow, and you can barely see in front of you. What do you guys do? Which way do you go?
No, we have no particular
Josh raising his hand.
destination in this place.
Oh no, I licked my finger and
He's-
raised it.
He's doing the
Yeah,
wind
I was
checker.
gonna say, why are you raising your
Yeah.
hand?
He's checking the wind.
Oh, but did Volkan take off his armor?
Yeah, he took it off.
Okay, I'll carry it on my huge backpack of assortments. Now
Mhm.
that I probably just strap it onto the back.
Okay.
They're the weirdest emojis.
I guess our only option is to go towards the shining beacon, right?
It's the only landmark we know of in this place.
Okay.
I guess Volkan and I will lead since we're the most familiar with harsh winters.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a little while trying to just kind of rummage around, see if we can
Find
see what happened
Polthanel.
to Polthanel.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
All right, ooh, I'm good at that. 21.
21. Okay. As you rummage and look around, you find Polthanel's bugle.
Just the bugle.
Just the bugle.
Oh no. Been separated from his beloved bugle. Polthanel was nearby.
Kira, I'm just going to change my holy lantern to let us know if any hostiles are within 30 feet.
Okay.
That will continue as we move.
Okay.
Just because I'm assuming I can't see 30 feet right now.
You cannot. Everything is heavily obscured.
How exciting.
As you're moving forward, are you gonna move forward yet, Bastion?
Yeah. Oh.
Because Bastion has the bugle and he may be lamenting over his pet.
Yeah, that's dead.
Probably. Yeah, let's just continue forward.
As you're
Tell
maneuvering.
Villa what tomorrow.
Okay, so I need someone to designate who's taking the survival check and who's designate who's taking the perception check here.
Just before we do that, can we link up with a rope? And then following that, I will sort of offer to use my elven eyes, which can probably see a little better in this area than anybody else's.
What do you? So for survival check, is it just a matter of knowing where we're going?
It's a matter of proper navigation, helping them being able to, because Rakan and Zeltrin aren't really really versed with dealing with snow, especially this high, as well as just kind of understanding just the proper directions that you can take in order to make travel easier. Because you are going straight toward that beam, so it's not hard to get lost. But this is just for that.
So
I mean,
because
I have a +5 to perception and survival, but like you said, Kira, I don't think
Yeah.
that Rakan would
yeah, I'm.
actually have a
I'm-
+5.
What I'm trying to argue for is, can I roll with advantage? Because I know the snow. This is where I grew up.
Oh.
in the mountains.
I see what you mean. Well, yeah, for just you can roll with advantage because just the fact that you're helping facilitate travel, not when you know where you're going.
Yeah.
And who-
Yeah.
You making the
I'll
perception check? Okay,
Yeah.
please.
There's nobody's going to have the perception that Java has.
That is a 23.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to reach the dice.
Okay.
God, I will guidance myself. And I'll roll an... That's not a D20. That's not very helpful. I've rolled a D10.
That's sure. I'll take that.
I don't know who that helped, but I rolled it.
Helps me.
No, it fucking doesn't. Well, that's a 28.
Okay, great.
You good at that shit.
So along with the perception here, and Alovia kind of Alovia and Volkan helping the rest of the group to continue on. Yeva, you see a little far off into this, just a little bit. There's like a mound of snow, it looks like. It stands out a little more than the rest of the mounds of snow you've seen. It's a bit more I don't want to say conal, more like a bullet, but it's like a large, like could be maybe a rock beneath it or something, but it's shaped weirdly.
Okay. I shall attempt to make myself heard. I'm not going to shout on Discord. But Yeva is shouting very loudly with his sort of hands cupped over. Over there. Perhaps we should check out that.
Okay.
Sort of gesture in that direction for us to head over there. I'm supposing if Volkan goes that way, we'll all go that way, because we're probably following the light on his sword.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm getting some like Misty Mountains vibes from Caracas in Lord of the Rings. And we'll follow that light.
I'm gonna start infusing little items, just like a coin or something, and like putting it on each person, putting one on each person, or giving one to each person that just flashes like red and then green and then red and then green and then red and then green.
Very good.
Just light, so that everyone has like a light they can hold up and show where they are in the snow.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're all holding the rope as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's letting go of that.
As you make your way over to this mound of snow, do you touch it at all? Do you dust it off?
Yeah, 100%. Not with my hands.
Okay.
Though. I'm not quite that stupid. I will give it the sort of shield dust off and then the bit of cloth dust off. Okay.
You begin to wipe it down. You see that this is some sort of possibly a monument. You see scratched in it. It's written. You see it's written in Elvish.
I can read that.
It says, "I built this for you."
No, cute. Could have given me a warming stick instead or something. But I'll take a monument. Can I see what the monument is of?
As you begin to slightly dust it off more and more and more, you see it is a representation of the obelisk in its most pristine form.
Oh. Someone built the whole obelisk for us? Well, that's the worst fucking gift I've ever had.
You're welcome.
What am I gonna do with an obelisk?
All right.
What do you need an obelisk for?
I will explain that to the party, and then in lieu of Alovia and Volkan being able to survival, I will suggest that perhaps we head in that direction.
Okay.
Just because I can. I rolled an nat 20, which is a 24 survival.
Nice. Give me
temporarily.
Give me a survival check for Parthenel, please.
Oh, come on, dude, come back home.
0.
With all these red and green lights flashing at him.
Okay, yep, he's got a +0. Yeah, we got all these red and green lights to lead him home.
Yeah, that's true. Give
13.
me okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like a landing strip for an aeroplane, you know.
Oh, just a bunch of people in a row, just a bunch of blue and green lights.
As you're continuing on this in this pace, walking through, having to like lift your legs up higher, to get through, to make your way through the snow.
We're following after Phalanx, letting his like wedge-like Triceratops head just make a little path.
Nice. Okay, wait. You, thanks to the survival checks as well as Volkan and Lovi facilitating, it cuts the travel time down a little bit as you finally come to see this blackened citadel. You get to see it as some of the blizzard. It kind of the wind kind of relaxes and switches directions, but you can see it. And at the base of the steps leading up into it, you see Parthenel sitting at the foot of the steps.
Hey, I need to come home.
However, I need everyone to make con saves, please.
I deserve
20.
that for now 20 in survival. 9.
9.
Um,
That's a nat 20 for a 22 for me, and a 24 for Zeltron.
Hey, great.
Fucking shows.
I got a
Alright.
20.
Oh god.
Phalanx, I'm just gonna roll an intelligence check for me because it's the same bonus. Phalanx got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, they're not here right now. I'll come back to them in a second. However, despite your training, Eva,
Yeah.
you feel yourself beginning to slightly shiver. You've been to the top of the mountains,
I'm
but
doing
this
armor.
is... Huh?
I'm still fucking cold. I'm trained in looking after my armor. I'm still fucking freezing.
Yeah, no, you're shivering, and as you do, you can feel your hands begin to slightly shake. Everyone, if people that you can kind of see, you can feel like the tingle in your ears. You currently have disadvantage on dex-based checks for now,
Cool.
as frostbite and hypothermia begins to set in.
Ooh.
However,
If it's at that level, I might do something about it. If that's all right.
it's up to you, but yep. Tell me what you want to do. Just
What was
let's.
the DC for the frostbite?
Well, you passed DC by like a long shot.
Okay.
You passed it by a long shot.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, as for Phalanx though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see him. He's starting to like slightly slow down.
Ice
you
in
can
the joints.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Phalanx disadvantage dex.
Yeah, it's just I mean I can restoration it, I guess, but I'm guessing that it's not quite that simple. I don't know. I think at this point I'll just shout at people. We need to find shelter.
Agreed.
Yeah. As you make your way up to this blackened citadel, you're able to scoop up Parthenel.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's okay. He's a little frostbitten though. He's a little frostbitten. You can see his wing is a little damaged. Perhaps he was buffeted and hit something from the wind that pushed him. But he,
Stay
for the most part, he's
close
all right.
All right. I'll just tell him to stay close, and he'll just kind of like wrap around my shoulders.
Right.
Like a stole.
So what we do, so as you make your way up into the citadel here itself, it's made like this blackened stone that's been eroded and worn away by time and the environments. You can see that there was once windows here, perhaps maybe a place to worship or maybe a place where someone used to congregate. But you can see as the snow and the wind has long since infiltrated this place. However, in the center, in the citadel itself, you can see that there is a altar in the middle, and just above it is a skylight. You approach it.
Has the altar got walls around it?
No, there's no walls around it. It's just out in the middle, in the center.
And then, like, when you say citadel, like, is there like a sort of grand entrance or something, or are we in it with no roof?
No, there's a roof here. There's a roof here, but it's more. I should say like a citadel. I should say more like a chapel. That this is.
Okay, I'm just wondering if we are inside an area of decent shelter at this point.
It's not going to stop you from. It's a decent shelter because there is a roof over your head, but it's not going to stop the cold.
If there's a place to light a fire, it's here.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I'm getting that sort of idea. If there might be a place to light a fire, it's probably here. Though I sure as hell didn't bring any wood along with me. No.
Sorry, you know what I'm gonna ask. What's happening?
Don't worry, I'll fill you in because we're about to take a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just head over to the altar for now and have a look and see whether there's any suggestion on how to survive here.
Okay.
Yep. Go for the altar.
As you go up to the altar, you see there is a weird script written on it. Do this who here reads Inferno? No, one of you do.
That might be
This
me.
is Zeltron, or was that a business?
Zeltron can. I can read Primordial.
Okay. But Bastion and especially Yeva, you're able to immediately recognize that this is infernal. Yeva's pretty learned, so
That he is. But he doesn't speak infernal.
yeah.
He can do if he has to, but I'd rather not waste a spell slot on it.
Okay.
I'll let somebody else have a look. It's written in infernal. Can anybody read this?
Oh yeah, that's as you say, Yeva, my mother tongue.
Wait. You can read?
Hey, I'll shoot you and leave you out in the snow.
Would you mind reading it to me, please?
Fine. Tuck yourselves in. You see, he looks at it and he kind of like, just like kind of mock you. He kind of fixes like some non-existent glasses. Release the souls of slain lords, and Winter's heart will beat.
Wow.
I take it that the souls are giant centipede thing, giant dragon thing. I don't think we really beat anyone in the desert unless you count Corvid Man.
Giant purple wormy thing?
The only
That was kinda
consistent
boss.
thing we've acquired from each biome has been the key fragment.
Sorry, Kara, could you repeat the passage for me?
Release the souls of slain lords, and Winter's heart will beat.
Not sure we want Winter's heart to beat.
I think I see where this is going.
Um,
So, if you guys don't mind, what I'm getting at this is you basically need to put in the key fragment so that we can get the key fragment from this area.
Definitely could be.
So, if we do so, we're basically reviving a boss.
It's at this moment.
What's a boss?
It's at this moment
I am.
that the key
gainfully
begins to. It's at this moment that the key begins to glow again.
Before we play with releasing strange souls, can we attempt to like sort of use our tent to put up a little bit of shelter? Perhaps, I mean, I can warm something in the center of the room that might allow us to take a little bit of shelter. Maybe a few, maybe a pot, for example. Worst comes to worst, I'll burn a spare cloak. Just to sort of give us a little bit of shelter from this heat while we puzzle this out. Shelter and heat, even, while we puzzle it out.
Agreed. Perhaps we set up in a corner. I can create a bonfire.
That would be great.
Protect us from the wind as much as possible.
Yeah, bonfire and a
Alright.
tarp, I think, is what we'll go for.
Okay.
Theoretically, if we were to get into a fight within this harsh winter wonderland, how long would, let's say, a Goliath be able to wear heavy armor for before getting a frostbite?
Ooh. Not gonna be that
Asking for a
long.
friend.
It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that long. This place
Super
is
awesome.
this place is quite terrible. Very extreme cold.
Alright, I think if we were to get into a fight, this Olivia is saying this that way, I think Volcon should play more of a supportive role.
Understood.
I may be able to armor him with divine belief.
Actually, now that you mention it,
Well, I do have a god I believe in.
But this one gives shields.
Oh,
Um,
understood. I see.
I will. I more mean that I will use my own divine studies to move with you and protect you,
Okay. Thank you.
allowing you to strike out while not being at risk. Seeing as I've thrown Warding Bond and Death Ward and all of that shit at Zeltrin and Rokan, I should be able to leave them at the back, and I can walk around with him with a big fat shield in front of him, and make sure he doesn't die. I got it. I got you. Also, speaking of not dying, I might take a little moment here just before the break to hand out a little bit of HPs, and I will channel my divinity putting out 5 health per. Well, maybe I don't need to channel my divinity, actually. Maybe I'll just cast it. We're not that hurt, are we? Is anybody massively hurt?
No.
No, it's just me mostly, isn't it? Okay.
What happened to
I'm
you?
down 9 hit points.
I got hit by the hot and the cold.
Well, I wasn't here for that, probably.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he was not yet.
What I was saying was, Volker would still be able to use his shield, right?
Yeah, he can use his
Because
shield.
he's just using the handle thingy.
He can use his shield. It's just whether the shield will hold up through this long trek through the cold.
I see. Good thing I have a fucking axe made out of ice.
It's 5 HP to everybody and an extra 5 to me. Something, right? There you go.
What is the ground like here? Is there still a lot of snow on the ground, or have the walls pretty much kept the snow out?
The walls are pretty much kept the snow out. There is some snow that's kind of made its way in. However, it's mostly smooth, most like smooth flooring, not cobble, but just regular stone, black stone.
Elves. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just if there were still deep snow everywhere, I was going to try to address that. But if not, then yeah, just try to get everyone warm and maybe have everyone, eat a snack so they're not fighting on an empty stomach.
Okay.
Things of that order. Just anything that, maybe do some jumping jacks, warm up, stretch out a little bit.
No problem. How many rations does everyone have recently after the purple worm?
We purchased them at the. Well, we didn't purchase, did we? We asked nicely for them from the middle of the town after the singers. You gave us out, I think it was 10 rations, so 2 each.
Okay.
Bastion doesn't eat. And a blanket and tentingness for each person.
Great.
I think it was a blanket for everybody and a tent for 2, 3
Alright.
times. I can't remember exactly what you said.
Olivia still has 10 rations, so.
Rations that never go off. Great. Mind you, rations kind of don't do that. They're sort of like salted meat and shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed it was cured and salted. So.
Yeah.
Beef jerky and dried fruit. Everyone loves that meal.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
we'll sort of sit in and have a little think.
All right, you sit down and take your time. And what do you guys do now? Your frostbite. Take the time to significantly kind of warm yourself enough so that you can feel the blood flowing again. You're not that mild level of frostbiteness is gone for you.
Try to melt all the ice out of Phalanx's joints using the flaming
Sorry,
sword.
Kira, did you say we were gonna take 5?
Yeah. We are gonna take 5. I just so you guys want to stop here for a second? Stop here for 5.
I think we've done everything we need to do before we use the vibrating key.
No, not a spell that lasts an hour. I don't think. I'll save that.
Okay. So, what do you do with the key?
We'll approach the altar and kind of see if it seems to react, vibrate more or less, kind of, playing hot or cold.
As you do so, you see the center of the altar shift and open as a recess emerges from the center of it.
Put the key in the recess.
You insert the key and it automatically turns. You watch as it glows bright. In each orb that you collected they glow bright in unison. As it does, a light begins to fill this area. As in the center, just above, like near the roof, you can see a stained glass picture. It seems to be of the area. You can see to the east a large woods. To the southwest, you can see that there is a really large lake and then a city. And then lastly, to the northwest, you can see that there is a valley. And as that happens, you see as the key glows and then it shoots up through the roof of the chapel, shattering the roof slightly. Just like it's a bit larger than a pill, pretty much like just a cylinder. As the beam shoots out, you look up through the skylight, this now made skylight, and you can see as the different colors of the orbs gather before splitting off. You look down back at the key as all the orbs are gone.
We lost our orbs. Wasn't what we wanted to happen.
However, and just off your peripheral, you can see to the east an orange pillar of light far off into the distance. If you step out to the places I said, to the southwest and the northwest, southwest, you see a purple glow. Northwest, you see a green glow. And that is where you'll take a 5.
Purple. What direction was it?
welcome back. Lastly, when we left you off, your arms are gone. You lost your Dragon Balls. They entered into the air, to the Stratosphere, and split off into different places within the winter biome. And I go to my party. What do you do?
Fucking hell.
For once, it wasn't my fault. Or maybe it was.
Fault? There's nothing wrong. No?
Well,
Lost
I
our
think we need
Dragon
to
Balls.
we need to retrieve our key fragments again.
Perhaps, or perhaps we have merely sent these two places to give us direction. We always would have needed to go to these places, and now these key fragments are lighting the way for us. I don't think we have lost. I think we have gained. We've gained some direction.
Well, we should certainly pick one to pursue. To see
I don't
where
know
the
which to
key
pick,
fragments
but we
lead us.
shouldn't pick the one in the middle.
You should pick ye old dice. Just roll a dice, see what it says.
Yes, but only north or because it's northwest, west, and southwest. right?
Northwest, southwest, and east. So kind of like that way, and that way.
Well, I suppose we
Like
could go anyway.
3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 10 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, we can go anyway round then. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The
Pretty
dice
much.
says whichever one was the third option.
East?
We didn't assign a third option.
No,
Well, I think-
I said them in order.
Yeah.
The last one I said was east, which was orange in the
That's what
forest.
the guy says.
All right,
Okay.
let's head east then.
6 out of 6. That's
Wait,
sad.
is
That's
there
where I'm
one-
at on that.
Is there one that's like closer to us, or are we? Is it like? Okay, bear with me for visualization. So, let's say that are we like in the west, and does it do where we stand basically create? A square?
I see what you mean. From what you can kind of tell, give me a perception check.
I'm just trying to make sure that orange isn't like the furthest one away.
Actually, yeah, I second that. Let's just go to the one that is closest.
All right,
That
I'm
is
good with that.
18.
Well, these are
18.
lights in the sky, aren't they?
They seem,
Yeah.
Closest.
So might be hard to judge.
yeah, they seem
But-
relatively equidistant.
Okay, that's fine then.
Still
We
on
don't
orange
need to
then?
worry about-
Orange, please.
right.
Okay. You guys begin to head out. Do you make any of the preparations before you step out into this tundra?
Apart
Oh,
from standing really close to the fire and heating up my
Yeah.
armor, no, none for me. Actually, this might be a good time to eat. Food always stocks up.
Mhm.
Actually, I think Bastian mentioned food earlier,
If
which
anyone
was a strange thing to do,
take a snack.
considering he is non-biological.
I was suggesting that you all take a snack so you don't fight on an empty
We
stomach.
shall snack.
No, a fight didn't happen.
Yes.
he's becoming one of us. One of us. One of us.
Just
yeah,
a
no.
weird, slimy
Um,
creature is going to emerge from my mouth at one point. You'll see the real
Are we
Bastion.
gonna? Are we gonna? Just a bunch of bugs in a Warforged suit. But are we gonna? Who's? Are we just gonna use our rations for this? Whose rations are we gonna take from? I'm okay with y'all taking from mine. Okay.
Help yourselves.
Before we head out, I'll cast Protection of the Sands on myself.
Mage armor.
Okay.
With one less AC and slightly obscured.
Okay. You guys begin to head out. Who's ever leading the way? Survival check, which I'm assuming is Alovia.
That's a nat 20 for a 25.
Great. You get to step your way through. And step your way through, just keeping your eye focused forward, just trying your best, and as again before, facilitating an easier travel for those behind you. As you can continue to step forward, the winds and the blizzard buffeting you. You can see you begin to make out the lower ends of trees. Took you quite a bit to get here. Any con saves, everybody, please.
Woohoo.
To 20. Dirty.
Okay.
That is a
28.
25 for Elovia and a 10 for Volcon.
Okay.
Zoltran rolled really shit, so I'm gonna use one of my lucky dice to re-roll that.
Okay.
28 for Bastion, 17 for Phalanx.
Okay, great.
That's 23 for Zoltran, and that's 11 for Rakan.
Okay. Khan, you're not used to the snow. Feel yourself beginning to shiver. You had disadvantage on dex-based checks, apparently. Volcon, being resistant to cold, is able to stave off the effects for now.
Give that bitch my coat. Come on, man.
Also, something especially for Rakan here, not especially for Rakan, but you feel the tingling. Let's see where you're tingling at.
Can you reword that, please?
I said what I said, bitch. You feel it in your fingers currently.
Oh, damn it.
And you take 14 points of cold damage.
So did you say 48?
48.
Fucking hell. I was like, no, you stop that shit.
14 points of cold damage.
I'll look over to him and God, I can hear your teeth chattering from here, Rokan. And I've hit the wrong thing, ignore that. Fucking hell, I should have taken that one. Yeah, and I will give him the old 9 hoops back.
Okay.
With a pat on his shoulder.
How does Volcom look? Does he look cold or is he?
He's you see he's okay. He's okay for right now. He's okay for right now. You see as he walks, he's kind of he rubs his arms a little bit. Then rubs his chest as he's walking through the snow.
I'll take off my gloves and I'll hand it to him.
Don't you need these?
No.
Oh.
Look at you.
Okay. Slides them on. However, you guys are going to enter the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bastion, do you have any method of chopping? Perhaps we might collect some firewood for our next fire.
That would
I
not be
have a
unwise.
hand axe.
Oh, great. You got a hand axe? Axe away, my friend.
Axe is available.
No, ham axe.
Oh,
I might have a hand
I
axe
will
as
gladly
well, though.
chop if handed a weapon, but I don't have a weapon, obviously.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm Yaeva.
I have 5 crowbars if that helps.
I know, I gave them to you. None of them chop wood.
Trying to chop down a tree with a crowbar.
Should probably get
I
rid of
do
it.
have a
Take a
hand
while.
axe though.
Yaeva will happily carry the firewood if somebody else is able to chop it down.
Yeah, well, I do have a hand axe, so. If
I can just
anybody
take
wants
my
to help.
flaming sword and just try to burn through a tree.
Okay, so you're gonna try to use the Pothinel to cut through the tree and get some wood and gather some wood.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I figure Elovia is probably going to make more progress faster, but
Okay.
you know, while she's doing that, I'll cut down a small tree, like big around or something.
I know that freezing metal is a no-no,
Mm-hmm.
but my ham axe will be okay because it's made out of ice, right?
Your ham axe is magical. It should be fine.
Okay.
I would carry it, but if Bastion has moved on to chopping down trees, I'll carry a few branches.
I was, if there was like a yay big tree, then we could just drag it behind Phalanx.
I love you. Can
Sure.
you drag it? How heavy is the tree?
These aren't like small trees. These are pretty like tall trees.
Yeah.
Can we find anything
I'll
small?
carry some branches for one.
Otherwise, we'll
fire
just take out some branches. Yeah.
and head onwards.
All right, let's just see how much you carry. You get. Bastion, you're able to get six pretty nicely sized logs. And Elovia, you're trying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Especially with your your strength. You're able to get nine logs. Like that's comfortable to carry and gather.
All right.
Great.
And bundle them together with some rope and just kind of have Phalanx just drag it behind him in the snow.
As you
That way no one's tied down by a bunch of logs on them while they're trying to maneuver in combat.
as you step in and continue to enter this forest, you notice this forest is ridiculously dense. A lot of the leaves have frozen over, covered in snow, and you can barely see. Well, actually, you cannot, as how high the trees are. You can't see the beam of light anymore. This area, this forest itself, is moving through the trees are just wisps of smoke. Well, wisps of snow, I should say, dusting.
At the last moment that we could see the light, we would be able to see that we were entering an area where we could no longer see it, right?
Yeah, you'd be able to tell, like, if we from your direction, yeah.
At that moment, I would like to ascertain whether that is north, south, east, or west.
You have keen mind?
I have a very keen mind. I'm an excellent human being. No, I don't have keen mind.
Oh, okay, you don't have keen mind. Give me a perception
I believe
check.
I have a compass.
You have a compass?
I think so. Hold on, let me have a look. We had a lot of things before you ate them all with a worm. So I have to check which ones I still got. No, I don't have a compass anymore. I had a navigator's kit at one point, but that seems to have fucked off. I have an RTC tri-glass spectacle that I've yet to use. Can that tell the distance?
No.
Okay. Does this place have a sun?
Not from what you can see. Not there's a sun, but it's hard to ascertain through the blizzard.
Well, can I? Okay, so instead of trying to ascertain whether it's north, south, east, or west, because clearly I'm not going to be able to ascertain what north, south, east, and west is in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Can I at least make a sort of note of the direction?
You can, yes.
And using the fact that I grew up in a fucking forest, can I try and work out like how to keep us vaguely on that route? So the way I would do this is like I'd see a point ahead of me and a point behind me that lead me towards there, and like each time I pass the point ahead of me, that would become the one behind me, and I would find another one in that direction ahead of me. So in a line of 3, to then make a line of 2, to then keep going between points.
Okay.
I believe that's how you're meant to navigate a forest. Whether it works is another question. But Dave's a pretty smart guy. He'll work it out.
Okay. Give me a perception check here with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, that is a plus guidance 23.
Okay. You feel rather confident that you can help navigate this. So then does that mean you'll be taking survival checks on this?
I think whilst the cold is the expertise of Elovia, the forest is the expertise of Yeva. So yeah, I'm very happy to take on the survival checks for now.
Okay. All right. As you begin to step through,
I will make note though that, by the way, the Holy Lantern that was telling us if there was an enemy within 30 feet, that shit's a no-go while I'm doing that.
Okay. That's off. Good to know.
Yeah.
Begin to walk through this forest. Yeva, give me your first survival check, please.
Come back, dice. Okay, that's 18 on the dice plus modifier. 22.
Okay. As you're progressing through the forest, you can see, with your base perception, all of you can see that there's some wildlife out here as well.
There's some what?
Wildlife.
There's some railways. So that's different. How did we not notice them? Excellent.
You see that there's also some wildlife out here as well.
Friendly.
Yeah, what kind of wildlife?
There's some moose out there, some deer.
Oh, okay. We're not about to get mauled by an angry white polar bear, you know?
No, not there. There may be one out here, but you haven't seen it yet. Progressing through. Designate who's being the spotter here. Who's looking out? You're already doing survival checks, Yeva. Who's looking out?
I'm not looking out. I'm survivaling.
Rockan, you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Rockan's got great perceptiveness.
Give a perception check.
I'm so warm. I'm sorry.
Since this give me a disadvantage though, because you are within this snowy
Right.
blizzard. Yeah. A white wind.
To 18.
18. Rakan, as you're progressing forward, following closely behind, be behind the with Zelchin and Rakan and with Zelchin and Yavin and leading forward, you catch out the corner of your eye. You see a dark shadow just for a split second moving in between the trees. Judging you kind of feel maybe it's about 60 to maybe 65 feet away from the party, but it's moving a little skittish through the trees.
I'll just very hushly say to everyone, be careful, there's something lurking in the forest.
Understood.
Give me a survival check, Yeva.
That's not going to be great. That is a 5 plus a 4 on guidance plus a 4, 9, 13.
Okay. As you continue to walk, a little bit of dusting, a little bit of the blizzard catches into your eye, but you are still, as you try to clean it out, you are sure to go the proper position, proper direction. However, as you move around the trees, you notice a particular bark that's already been, that seems to might have been scraped by your shield, and you've gotten turned around somewhere.
It was impossible. I had my markers.
As you've been turned around somewhere, please, everyone, con saves. The trip has been elongated.
19.
Lovia got
16.
a 28 and Khan got a 16.
I got a 17 and Zeltron got a 21.
Great, you guys are rolling really good on these
Good
shots.
economy. We're fucked on everything else. We're running around in circles. We good at con.
That's all that matters.
We're hardy.
All right, so survival check. Again, Yeva,
Can I help him?
Yay!
if you want to, yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah,
Save it
I'll
for next
help
time. That's a 28.
Okay.
Well, I feel like Olivia would
plus
be
4 on the
helping.
guidance.
Say that one more time, Olivia.
I feel like Olivia would be helping him regardless.
Okay. Most definitely. So as you you find your way to make your to continue back on the proper path. Maybe you do the finger thing and check the wind, but you're able to able to continue. You just lick the plate mail. Be able to continue making your way through the forest. Rakan, give me the perception check.
A disadvantage again.
Yes.
It's a 15.
15. Yet again, you see that shadow. It may be tailing you.
Don't
Again,
worry,
I'll-
we're only gonna lead it round in circles.
Again, I'll very hushly say to everyone, something's following. Very similar to Gandalf talking about Gollum. There's something lurking in the shadows.
If we went around in a circle and it's been tailing us, do we not have any marks or anything?
Give me an investigation check. You're gonna have to step a little further out because it was further away from you, really far away from you.
But yeah, if Olivia gets mauled, she can handle it. Investigation, that's an 18.
Okay. So you see as does the rest of the party stop while Lovia separates?
Yeah.
Well, no, you have to go with it because you guys are tied by the rope. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll move with her.
Okay.
Mhm.
18, you look around for where you Rakan helping you pinpoint where you saw it. You see the two sets of large feet buried into the snow. you see that the wood around the bark has like these deep indentations into it.
So it must be a bear, if there's, because a wolf wouldn't walk up to a tree and start clawing, right?
It doesn't look like it's been clawed.
What kind of animal it is?
Give me a nature check.
That's a dirty 20.
And Yeva?
19.
19. One second. How well versed are you in how well
sent you titles of books.
you right? How well versed are you with giants?
Giants? Not a fucking clue.
All right. You're not really sure what this is then.
No, speak to giant girl.
However, Alovia might.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Speak to giant girl. I ain't got a clue, but she grew up with big
I could
fuckers.
see.
Yeah, you take a look at it. You see that this is sort of a species of giant. Although
It's a sand giant.
however, you know, giants don't really have claws like that, and they're still bigger than what this where the clearance height for this these claws are. This is possibly a troll?
Ah, all right, let's keep going. Back on the trail.
Yeah. Time him out and we'll move on.
All right. Give me the survival
If
check.
we've done a circle,
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Bastion.
that's right. If we've done a circle and something is still following us, I think it best we confront it when we are in good condition to do so. It's obviously following us, this shadowed creature that Rakan sees. Let us see what is it about. See if it is hostile or not. Confront it on our terms instead of on its.
But if we've done a circle and it's still following us, doesn't that mean it's just as stupid as we are?
It could be waiting for us to drop our guard or go to sleep or a time when it would be advantageous for it to confront us.
We can try and talk it down.
If we are
Shall
in
I
position
call
of
out to
strength.
it?
No, don't. If anyone, I should.
Well,
So
Unless-
someone should call out to it.
shall
Unless
you call
know-
out to it?
Yes, I'll call out to it. Is everybody okay with this?
Just bear with me a second. I just want to read my spell. That was in character. Can I do this on you? No, I can't.
Is he gonna open his spell book and be like, whose handwriting is fucking awful?
Yeah, I know. I can't thaumaturgy you to make your voice boom out 3 times louder. But let's see whether you can get yourself heard.
Yeah, alright. In Giant, I will yell out, who goes there? You know, the good old.
You hear nothing. There's no callback.
Okay.
You just hear the snow hitting the trees.
I'll thaumaturgy and call out in common. Creature, come forth. We come in peace.
No answer.
Don't think it's working, Bastion.
This bitch is deaf.
Maybe it's
That's
death.
not the character.
The next time Rakan sees it. Perhaps then.
We'll try again.
Excellent.
Troll's no giant. Do I know that troll's no giant?
Do you know if it's a snow giant?
No, do I know if trolls no giant? Like the language.
I would say with your nature check, yeah, you would know.
Okay. So either Volcon or I can talk to it unless anybody else has giant.
Okay. If you guys can get back on the path, give me another survival check, please.
19.
19. Okay, great.
I'm guidancing every single one of these, by the way.
Okay, good. And give me a perception check, Rakan.
That's why they all seem so high, because it's +8.
This is 16.
Okay. As you're continuing forward, stepping through the snow. And are you marking these trees that you're going, or no?
Yeah, Yavin knows better than me, so he would mark them in a way that would make sense.
Okay.
And that would sort of alert us from which direction we came last time and which direction, and possibly even marking out where his pointers were when he was currently at that tree. But
Okay.
as I said, he's far smarter than I am when it comes to navigating a forest.
Okay. As you're stepping forward, you feel as you're stepping forward, Rakan, you see just a little ahead of Yeva where he's about to step. You see a thin wire. It's almost barely visible. You only managed to see it because it's just a bit of ice that's growing on it, and the wind is blowing it slightly.
Sure. I'd like to, if I could, like slam my hand on his chest to stop him from walking.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem?
Then I'll tell everyone to step back.
Step. Okay.
What's
Like
the
in an
problem, Rohan?
aggressive moment, not in a fucking faggy way that I just did.
What's the problem?
Just step back.
Yeah, we did that.
Understood.
Okay, great. Then I will I'll use my basic bending to lift a little bit of the earth to trigger whatever it is.
Okay. As the rock comes through and hits the wire, you see two sets of large logs, sharpened logs, swing through the path Yeva was going to step.
Traps.
I have a hard time believing that whoever created all of this put down these traps of all things. Someone must be residing here.
Indeed.
Looking at those traps, Lovia, would you say that they are designed to kill a man or designed to kill an animal?
They're designed to kill. Well, those traps can, pretty much kill everything.
Yeah, Lovia, you sound real different right now.
Those traps are made to kill everything.
Like in puberty.
I mean, wouldn't Yeva know that it is a bit much, a bit of an overkill for just animals?
It depends on the nature of the animals. She's the one who's lived up in mountains. Maybe,
No,
where big bears and giant kin are moving around, maybe that's a very sensible trap to have outside.
Well, frankly, we fight bears with our bare hands, if I may. No, this is
why we asked her.
This is definitely set up as a sign of protection. Let's say theoretically a rabbit came through. It would be a pain to reset everything. So obviously this is meant for something much bigger.
Very well.
We are
We
also
must proceed
unfamiliar
with
with
extreme caution. Sorry, Bastian, go on.
We are also unfamiliar with the creatures that live in this obelisk, the purple worms in the desert,
That is true.
things of that order. Our frame of reference might not be entirely applicable.
That is very true.
Now we have to deal with traps as well.
Yeah, I think. Is Rokan capable of looking out for the traps and for everything around us?
Oh, if he rolls within the appropriate manner, sure.
Cool. Okay, brilliant.
If he gets high enough. Give me the last survival check.
I mean, we didn't need two different people, one to look down at the ground and one to look around.
Yeah.
Great.
Give me the last survival check, and Rakan, give me a perception check.
Bokar could
21.
look for traps on the ground. I think he has the next highest perception, and he's smart.
Lucky for you, DM. Instead of a nat 20, it's a 15.
Okay. All right. So, you say you got a 21, right, Yeva?
Yep.
Okay.
13 on the dice.
Okay. As you make your way, continue making your way past the traps that are slightly swinging. You wait for them to settle as you go around. You get to, I don't know what that was. You're haunted.
No, I'm not haunted. That's a cat in the kitchen.
Oh.
I'll go. Carry on.
Marking the trees as you go. You see through through the boughs as you can see this temple, still made of blackened stone, and a large flight of steps that goes up with 2 stone doors ahead of it.
Well, shelter would be welcome.
I'm really sorry I missed that. I had a cat in a frying pan.
What the hell? Yeah. So you've come through the forest. You found a temple in the center of that forest. There is a large stone door and a flight of steps that leads up to that 2 double stone doors. Now that you're here, I need Constitution saving throws, please.
Oof. I got an oof.
It's a oof. Okay.
It's a 6.
You like oofs?
There we go.
That's a 12 for me and a dirty 20 for Zeltron.
Okay.
Lovia got a 23 and Volkan got a 12.
Okay.
Bastion 23, Phalanx 7.
Okay. So, those of you failed, which was anyone below 15. Does any of you, Rakan, you're already suffering from the effects. I'm not wrong. So, first for Rakan, the shivering for you ceases, stops. However, you begin to feel, the world slightly it gets hazier. It's kind of hard to focus. You find it hard to keep conscious. Just breathing and walking it's becoming hard on you. You take a point of exhaustion.
Oh no.
On top of, you also feel that warmth spreading across your fingers. Huh, thankful. For Phalanx, I believe since this is did he fail the first one? I believe he passed the first one.
Yeah, I think he passed the first one since we've been in the forest.
Okay, great. All right. So, his joints are iced over again. And Yeva, disadvantage on
Dex.
On Dex. As well as
This on Dex.
74. You feel your right foot begin to tingle a bit more than the rest of your body.
Meow.
As for Volkan, he begins to shiver.
Oh, weird.
Weird
sight.
Yeah. And you see as he's kind of walking forward, he's kind of like flexing his right hand. It seems like he's trying to get blood flow back into it.
Did you say the Goliath is shivering?
Oh yes.
That's not good.
However,
Let's get inside. In that temple right now. Big fire.
All right, you make your way up to the temple. In front of the door, you see that there is a dragon emblazoned in the center, in the center of a circle. As you step up, the doors open. The light from the outside pouring into the shadowed interior. You just hear, well, if it isn't the deal breaker. You see just a second and a glow of orange ignites the interior as the interior now becomes apparent to you. It looks almost like a complete remake of Parthenel's chamber. He still sits on the seat, on his throne, and a gout of flame extrudes from his nose. However, it's something different. He is no longer mechanical. His scales are now all gold and black, and just a tinge of red in it. Well, I made a mistake last time. I won't this time. And that is where we'll end for the day.
Dun dun dun.
Yaver wants to talk to him.
You say Yaver wants to talk to him? That's fine.
Yeah, talk him down.
he's a little upset. He's a little upset. But yeah, if you haven't guessed, this is a boss rush for those who haven't played Mega Man. So enjoy. You haven't played Mega Man, Yeva. You'll enjoy it. Yeah.
2 or 3 I haven't played.
I have
And
no
the
idea
X's.
what any of the things you just said were.
It's a
Couple of
boss
the X's
rush.
I haven't gotten to. Yeah.
What, we're gonna kill 3 bosses in one session next week?
Maybe. We'll see. No, if
I'm
you
gonna
don't
talk to
freeze.
them all.
Gotta speed
I'm
run
gonna
it.
talk to them all, and I'm gonna convince them that they want to be friends with each other.
If you don't freeze to death first, your fingers don't
No,
fall
no,
off.
we're riding Palpinel the rest of the way.
Yeah, we'll
Bye.
befriend him. He'll fly us to the next location. It'll
He's
work out
gonna
great.
light bonfires for us with his face.
Yep.
Yeah. So, MVPs. I come first to who I started with, Alchemist Prime.
Oh shoot! Got this much thought. This is a good MVP. Go. Someone else. Go
Oh,
back
okay. Lavi? You're writing though.
around.
No, I'm actually writing down my MVP, which is very convenient.
Okay.
I know I was gonna forget. So my first MVP is this happened out of session right before session, but Kira announced that he was going to make cast seasonal, and I don't know why, but I absolutely died when Miyago compared it to a McRib.
Oh, fuck the McRib.
My second MVP is learning that Volcom grows facial hair that'll go for great fan art. And my last MVP is Olivia stripping down to only her dress and her boots and her husband still freezing to death.
Oh yes.
Like the next step is gonna be taking off the dress and he's gonna be wearing it.
I'll still give Miyago more time. Josh. Shall I give you more time?
Okay, I'll go.
I don't know if there is enough time. I think the return of former bosses. I'm very much looking forward to the upcoming tentacle porn. That is my MVP.
Okay. Miyago.
Just the cantrip prestidigitation. Getting a lot of mileage out of that cantrip tonight. It's always good. Always good when you're
That
cantrip
cantrip's
choice.
a beast.
It
It's
is. It's
fantastic.
great.
I
Yeah.
don't use it for anything.
And let's see, James.
I've got 3. My first one was Palpinel. Miyago's response to Palpinel. No, not being separated from his beloved bugle. That gave me a proper chuckle. My second is still Palpinel returning home like E.T. That was beautiful. He's only recently been created, right? And it kind of it would have been very sad to lose him. So I was quite pleased, especially as it was me that sent him out there, or suggested you sent him out there. I really didn't want that fucker to die.
He fully
And,
exists to scout for me, so he was scouting.
Yeah. And my third is just the fallacy of those that think they are good enough at what they do. You know, the Goliath that is used to hunting in the cold mountains is freezing to death. And the elf that
He didn't
spent
do the hunting.
1,200 years... Sorry?
Volcom doesn't do the hunting. That was all.
No, I know, but he still lived amongst tribesmen in a forest in the mountains.
He's
right?
in his habitat.
In the cold, and he's freezing to death. And Yeva, who spent 1,200 fucking years in a forest, managed to walk us around in a circle. Fallacy of those who think they know what they're doing. We'll see how it goes. But no, I enjoyed today's session. It felt like a nice change of pace. I know we spent the time in the obelisk throughout, but it was nice to not have any NPC interactions and not have any emotional decisions, but instead just have some good old rolling and some forestingness. What were your MVPs, Kira?
I personally, well, I've built this biome to be very difficult and very harsh. And I want it to be very harsh and very difficult to the point where it's just like, I mean, like, I don't think, the threat has been there every now and again, but I really want the threat of death to be here because every boss in this place is built, it's built to terrorize you, to make it a really
Great.
to give it a really hard one. I want survival to be a thing in this place. I want all that to be. This is the reason why there's woods here. There's all types of habitats here for you guys to try and survive if need be. Because you haven't checked your water yet, but it's frozen.
Not a problem.
I insulated
That one is not a
Come
problem.
on.
There are many things that could be a problem, but water is not a problem.
Mhm.
Deal with that one. I was prepared for that in the cold.
Yeah. But it's just this place is supposed to be really quite harsh, and I want it to be. And every boss, like I said, is built to make this biome even worse.
Great. Okay, but then I don't have to worry about this seasonal shit.
Asilovia, I'm enjoying this a lot.
That's good.
Survival checks is what she's good at. Con checks is what she's good at. Cold.
Yeah.
But she lives. But yeah, those are my MVPs, and you know, my last MVP is getting through it. Because I can't wait for the climb.
Can I add a side MVP as well?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
I've got to remember when we begin the next session that I've got warding bond and death ward and aid and all of that shit maintained for the combat that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's
No
gonna be
comment.
an interesting one. Never gonna remember that.
I just scared everybody.
But yeah. Well, actually, I will remember it because I'll take one look at my character sheet and go, "Why the fuck have I got no spells?"
Also, I gotta write. Oh, let me just make this note here to. I want to write down everyone's levels of hypothermia and frostbite. And everyone's pieces that are going to that are becoming terrible.
I think only one person's at 2, right?
Yeah, I think only Rakan's at 2.
Okay.
This, this kind of reminds you of the karma system, but instead it's death.
This reminds me of Good Sagravia's trek through Mistralia.
What's
That
his?
was my.
Wait. Phoenix is at level 1.
Yep.
Akira's been nice. He's only given us one set of checks to fail. They were going through mindfuckery and physical problems and exhaustion all simultaneously.
Volkan's at
They were having
1,
a bad time.
and then Yeva is at 1.
Yeah, but one, yeah.
1, and it's your right foot that's starting to be bad, and Rakan's fingies are going bad. Great.
What is the Lovia at?
You didn't fail any Constitution checks. I was gonna say. So.
Oh no, I just give me one just because you hate me.
Oh, you want one? You want me to give you
Fuck
one?
you as a player. Oh no, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I'll give you
Can
one.
I pass one on to Alovia then? If she's not willing.
Yeah, you can. I wouldn't mind that.
You want to grab grab Rakan and hold him tight? Take
Yeah.
some of his cold. All right, so Lovia. You got 1. And
So that brings Rakan to 1, right?
he's 1.
No,
Yeah.
because we're at 3. He's
Okay.
now hugging a freezing cold Goliath.
I'll just put my bonfire on him for like 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Make some fire damage, but you'll warm up.
Lovia, your right hand is starting to succumb. But that's a bit for now, and I have it written down, so everyone, so I can remember. Great. So if there's nothing else left to say, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for traveling with us.